Hello and welcome back to another episode of Bantz with Lawrencia. How are you all doing? Hope you're doing great. Now in the UK, we've gotten a new elected leader, the leader of the Conservative Party, Kemi Badenoch. Now, Kemi is of a Nigerian descent. Kemi was born in the UK. Her parents moved her back to Nigeria. She stayed in Nigeria. When she was 16, she moved back to the UK. And you know that between the ages of, let's say, whatever, 7 to 15, that is the formative years. So Kemi was already shaped by her experience in Nigeria, and she said she hated it. She said they lived in fear. She said, she talked about all her experience in Nigeria was not good. So Kemi moved to the UK. Kemi was trying to change things. You know, now you're thinking, okay, I am now in the UK. I've joined a political party. I can influence change in my country. Kemi said during the NSAS, she tried to reach out to some political people, but you know the government then, they were just trying to close the whole thing. They didn't want to deal with the issue of NSAS. They didn't want to deal with the fact that the youth rose up and demanded change. I think that was one thing that made Kemi think Nigeria is not helpable. You cannot change Nigeria. I think that was when Kemi just decided she just washed her hands off Nigeria and just moved on with her life. Today, Kemi has been elected the leader of the Conservative Party, and Nigerians are losing their marbles. Even some black people, because there was this lady who is also a member of the House of... Listen, trauma can change you. Especially, I think Kemi is just traumatized from my experience. The lady was saying that, oh, Kemi is... Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom basically is like, you know, during the slave era, the person who is in charge of making sure that the black slaves, so say black person, but he's being paid to make sure that the black slaves do whatever they are asked to do without any complaint, just like a gatekeeper, basically making sure he keeps everybody down. So Kemi is being accused of that. I don't think that's correct. I don't think that's right. But Abike Dabiri, Abike Dabiri came out and made a whole lot of video comparing Chima Adeshina's case with Kemi, that she reached out to Kemi. Kemi did not respond. She talked about Chima Adeshina. If you don't know, Chima Adeshina is the South African-born Nigerian lady who contested for Miss South Africa and then was disqualified because, or she dropped out when the whole scandal of her identity broke online. According to the story, the mother who allegedly stole somebody's identity gave birth to Chidima, and then with the whole thing, Chidima, who was born in South Africa, obviously is supposed to be a South African, but because the mother's identity is not like America that you can give birth and then your child automatically becomes a citizen. I don't think it's like that in South Africa. So they were questioning her identity because it was based on fraud. It was based on the fact that the mother committed fraud. Abike, Dabiri and other Nigerians swooped in. They helped Chima Chima. They got a diplomatic travel document, brought her back. She entered the Miss Nigerian contest. She won. Now she's representing Nigeria in Miss Nigeria Universe, Miss World Universe, and she's, you know, doing well for herself. So Abike Dabiri was now making comparison that Chima Chima, she thought she was a South African person until she had that problem and had to now run back to Nigeria, where they helped. That she personally reached out to Kemi Badenoch and Kemi did not reply her. Let me just play some of the videos and reaction from Kemi's Kemi's newly elected position and what he's doing to Nigerians and black people. Watch this.
Oh dear. What are the woke left going to do now?
Badenoch, 53,806 votes, and Robert Jenrick, 41,000.
The Conservatives, who are seen as a right-wing party, have elected their fourth female leader, and she's black, Kemi Badenoch. Now, I don't care that Kemi Badenoch is black. I agree her colour is completely irrelevant, but it is simply a statement of fact.
Is it as the Nigerianness in her? you know. We've reached out to her once or twice without any response. So we don't force people to accept to be in Nigeria. So if you appreciate the Nigerianness in you and you want to work with us, we're open to everybody, but we cannot force you to appreciate the Nigerianness in you. You remember the Miss Universe Nigeria in South Africa? She until she got into a little problem with South Africa, and she identified with Nigeria, came to Nigeria, we hosted her, received her warmly. Right. Listen, as long as that blood in you, you're Nigerian. So it's that to Kemi to decide whether she appreciates the Nigerianness in her, whether she wants to work with Nigeria, but we'll be glad to, but we cannot force anybody. There are some who will tell you that, I don't like that, your country. We can't force them, but we work with thousands of millions of Nigerians who are proud to be Nigerian despite the challenges. I will believe that no matter what, we are simply the best in the world. And despite our challenges, we'll get to where we truly belong, the top of the mountain.
So people are saying that we should be happy that Kemi Badenoch is the first black woman in Tory leadership. And regardless of our political views or opinions, this is a step forward for minorities. Are you okay? Because as far as I'm concerned, she is a mouthpiece for those narcissistic pricks that you call Tory party. And just like Rishi, she will be used to say what they're really thinking. And just like Rishi, they're going to try and push a racist, misogynistic agenda to suit them.
Imagine needing white validation so bad you go on TV and you say the British Empire did great things like end the transatlantic slave trade. My black British people, I hope y'all are checking this lady back in your country.
This is the past. We need to talk about the future. There are many countries now who want to use guilt to try and exploit the UK. They ask for reparations. I was at the WTO. I won't name the minister from another country. And he was telling me that we needed to give up some of the things that we were doing because of colonialism and because they needed time to develop. These arguments are a scam. Don't fall for it. We need to make sure that we put this country first. There are many amazing things that the British Empire also did. And we need to be honest about that and stop pretending that it was all bad. The British Empire ended slavery, the Atlantic slave trade. We need to talk about that more.
I aspire to be as delusional as Kemi Badenoch. I said it. Because her delusions actually make her think that those white people in the Tory party like her. When in actuality, they're just using her to be some token to make it look like they're not racist. She's that one person that will snake out her own friends just to be part of the popular group. And it's the perfect analogy because she'll come on and say stuff like, oh, reparations shouldn't be given. Her level of self-hate is unmatched. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if she changed her name from Kemi to Kelly. But as the saying goes, those that don't listen must feel. And when you put your finger next to the flame, what happens to your finger? It fucking burns. And when she gets burnt by those upper echelon of white people that she so desperately wants to be a part of, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to laugh and I'm going to chuckle and I'm going to jeer. Because you laid your bed, so you fucking lie in it. Okay.
Now, what do you think? Do you think that people are just overreacting? That they were expecting her to toe the line of, immigration, we have to change immigration, but that's not her experience. I think people forget the fact that people have different experience. If I've had, let's say, hot dog and I nearly choked, there's no way I'm going to have hot dog again. So I think based on her experience or based on the experiences she had when she was in Nigeria, that kind of turned her off. And then when she actually became a political leader or she joined the political party and was actually top ranking, she tried to make changes during the NSAS. Nigeria as a whole ignored her. Now that she's leading a political party in the UK, Nigerians are now reaching out to her, or black people are now reaching out to her, and she's just like thinking, listen, I am not the leader of Nigerians, I'm not the leader of black people, or I am not the leader of minority. I am the leader of this party who is in the UK, which encompasses all different cultures. So I think maybe that is because she married a white person, she has mixed race kids. So she wouldn't just disassociate herself from the whole white background just because she is of a Nigerian descent or an ethnic minority or an African. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that maybe she should lean towards more on her heritage or her background? Or do you think that she should just do her job? Do her job. Let me know. Thank you very much for watching today's episode. Please like, and share. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.